guys ready? Check this out. Just ruined your ears, didn't I? Yeah, it's gonna be that kind of stream. Yeah, I'll be with you in a minute. Are you ready? I'm gonna press the button. We're going live. What's good, gamers? Oh, okay. Camera just did a thing. Welcome to my live stream. I'm gonna talk about the X-Men. These guys. This movie. Welcome to Isaac's Comics Corner, live, where we're gonna be talking about comic books. I'm going to talk about comic books, and you're going to listen to me, I hope. So, today, our main topic of discussion is the first X-Men movie. I can talk about the X-Men movies for hours, but I only have 1 hour today, so I'm going to be talking about one X-Men movie. That's all you get out of me today. Yeah, that's what we're doing, basically. Oh, real quick, I actually have to set up one more thing that I totally forgot about. So I just remembered it. I'll be right back. Sorry to do this to you so soon. Let's put that one up there. Okay, sorry. We will be right back. Okay, I'm back. What did I set up? It's a mystery. You'll find out later. Let me put on these headphones and find out what you guys are listening to right now, because I actually don't know. Okay. So yeah, we're here today. Like I said, we're gonna talk about the X-Men. We're gonna listen to my YouTube audio library royalty-free music, and hopefully we're gonna have a good time. And maybe my dog is gonna come over. I think my dog's gonna come over here. Hi. You can't see him. He's kind of small. What are you doing? Did you want to sit? Did you want to sit there? Yeah. Okay. All right. We're gonna. I'm gonna just cut to the chase. We're gonna just do it now. So give me 1 second, and we'll switch over to this screen. We're gonna be talking about the X-Men movies. Whoops. There we go. I had to click something real quick. Another thing is that I don't have my green screen set up. That's not my green screen. That's my old green screen that I'm now using as a curtain, I guess. So we're here in just this room today. That's where we're at. All right. I figured the best way to go about doing this is just to open up a Google. I'm actually gonna turn down the music a little bit. Give me a second. Okay, and then hold on. Why is it doing this to me? Give me a second. Technical difficulties. This is my first stream on this channel. All right. This one. All right. And let's just do that. All right. There we go. Oops, let me get this out of the way. This out of the way. The X-Men movies. He's got this real good knack, my dog. He's got this real knack for just, like, being as loud as possible, like, right when I finally get to my point. Anyway, the best way to do this, I figured, is just open up a blank Google spreadsheet, and then you guys can just follow me along as I go off on a tangent here. I don't have anything prepared. Literally, the only thing I have prepared is this slide that says the X-Men movies, and this slide that has a picture of the X-Men, and this cherry Pepsi. That's all I got today. So, the music is really quiet now. Hold on. Is that good? Is that good? It's kind of soft. That should be good. That should be fine. All right. Sorry, I'm just having some troubles over on the second monitor, the one you can't see. So, all right. Okay, maybe pop was a bad idea for the stream. The X-Men movies. The X-Men movie 2000. This one. So, whoa! I just like grabbed my microphone on accident. We're having a great stream, guys. It's great. High quality, high skill level. Okay. So this is the team from the movie. I'm going to turn this down because it is loud in my ears. All right. So what we've got here is we've got, this is not even right. I tried to find an image. So this is actually the team from X2, but I could not find an image of the team from X1. So that's why I have my DVD here that I think has pictures of all of the X-Men. And so I'm going to open this up. Yeah. Okay, so they've got characters. So let's go back to the face cam real quick because as you can see, so it comes in this kind of case. This DVD was purchased by my father probably back around the time the movie came out in the early 2000s. So it comes in this like cover, and then you slip it out, and it's just this blue case. And I don't have the DVD in there right now because it's not in there. And so, but what it is it has this nice minimalist design. If the camera will focus, there you go, cover up my face. There we go. So it's got that, but then when you open it up, it's the most early 2000s thing you've ever seen. So it says, what does this say? Is that? Oh, sorry, I think it's backwards. So we've got Wolverine, Mystique, and then Cyclops, and Magneto. And you have to like do this in order to read it, which is really weird, but okay. And then if you open up one more, you get Storm, Sabretooth, and Storm. And I guess something probably went in this little pocket here, because this is just like a little pocket. I don't know. Whatever went in there, it was lost like probably a decade ago. So, but why are we here? Why are we talking about this movie? It's a movie. And Isaac, your channel is called Isaac's Comics Corner. It's because I've also been reading a lot of X-Men comic books lately. And let me tell you, the X-Men comic books and the X-Men movie could not be more different. So let's kind of begin. Okay, so we've got this image here of the X-Men in the movie. Let me open up the X-Men 2000 Wikipedia page. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. So we've got the X-Men film, and we'll just we'll look through this. So I did watch the movie again recently. Of course, I've seen it like a billion times, this X-Men movie, because like when I was a kid, I hadn't read the comics. It was just the X-Men movie. So, let me see if I can pull up, because there's one point I want to hit really hard, and it's the costume design. So let me pull up Wolverine, X-Men 2. Whoa. I'm bad at typing. Let me look up, what did he look like in that movie? Did he have the X on him in that movie? So for most of the movie, he's just wearing, like, this, like, jacket, which is whatever, it's fine. He's not part of the team yet, so I'm not going to be upset about that. But yeah, I guess in the movie he has just like this black jumpsuit. This is black with like some white or yellow, I mean, kind of yellow highlights here and there. Here we go. This one, he got a little beat up, it looks like. But yeah, it looks basically like this. And I mean, it looks fine, I guess. But then if you look in the comic books, costume. He looked like this. He looks like this. Oh, you can't see that. He looks like this. Like that. Why does it do this? I want it to be big on the big screen. I don't want it over. I miss the old Google images. Here, I'll just hide it over here. Here, let me just lean over so you can see. So I mean, he's got this big old freaking big. I don't even know what these are. Like fins? Like, does that even? How'd that even work? I mean, here's what it was gonna look like in the movie The Wolverine, but they cut the costume from the movie. That's a totally different tangent because we're talking about just the first X-Men movie. But it's like, how would this costume even look in live action? So, anyway, let's get back around. Because what I really want to talk about today is I want to talk about why did they change it. Because it wasn't just like out of nowhere, right? It wasn't just like, oh, we felt like it, all right? There had to be a reason behind it. Let me make sure my text is good. Why did they change that? I can't type, guys. I don't know. I don't know. But we're going to try and guess. So, let's look up, let's just stack up a bunch of tabs here on Google. Let's look up superhero movies before X-Men. Let's look up, actually, all Marvel. No, I've done this search before. All movies based on Marvel Comics. That's what you got to search up. Sorry. So if we look up live-action movies, you've got Howard the Duck and Blade. And that's it! Those are the only Marvel movies they ever made before X-Men. And there are, like, some made-for-TV stuff. Like they had the Spider-Man, Japanese Spider-Man. They had this old Captain America serial. But even, like, before, even after that, Men in Black doesn't count because that was, like, acquired by Marvel. It's Malibu Comics, like they said. They had the 70s Spider-Man. It was a pilot for the TV show, but it says it got a limited theatrical release internationally, so that's good. This also was a pilot episode, and it's very funny looking. I've never watched it. And then, of course, we've got the classic 1979 Captain America movie with the transparent shield and the bike helmet. That's a movie that I've always wanted to watch, and I haven't got to it. Captain America 2, Death Too Soon. Considering it came out the exact same year as Captain America 1, I would venture to say that, yes, the death was a little too soon. And then we've got the Incredible Hulk movies. Again, made-for-TV movies. We've got this Captain America movie. And side note, I know this isn't related to the X-Men, but 1990s Captain America movie, Red Skull. This is something that is, like, really gross looking. Like, the Red Skull from this movie look at what he looked like in the movie. Ah! That's not good! That's not good! Why did they make that? They put that in a movie! That's not even like what he looks like in the comic books. He's just red and a skull. Why does he have a nose? Bad. Very bad. Anyway, then there was the Fantastic Four movie, which I will talk about eventually. Not today. And then Generation X was a TV pilot. It was the only thing they tried to do with the X-Men at the time. Actually, I think there was a New Mutants project. X-Men TV shows. Because there was a TV show, I want to say in the 90s. It was animated. Oh, the Spider-Man cartoon. You see, I feel like they had more. Generation X. Is that this? Is it just Generation X? Oh, no, I was just thinking of Generation X. So, let me pull this up. So what this was the only thing that they had tried to do as like an X-Men movie, like before this X-Men movie, this one right here. And what basically happened was it was bad. And so they didn't make the show that it was going to be because the movie was bad. So this is a whole other thing that I'm not going to there's a whole other rabbit hole that I'm not going to fall down today, but basically, like, that's supposed to be White Queen, Emma Frost, and that's supposed to be Banshee, and then the rest of these, like, one of these is Jubilee. I think that's like Cannonball. Jubilee is there. Who's this? Penance, I guess, is there. Mondo is there. Which one of these is Mondo? Which one of these guys is Mondo? Mondo looks like this. Mondo looks like this. Oh, what the... Okay. My computer doesn't like the Marvel wiki. Give me a second. My computer does this weird thing where sometimes it will just... The screen will go purple and green. Are you kidding me? Okay, so sometimes the screen will go purple and green for no reason. And it doesn't show up on stream. It just looks normal on stream. But it usually fixes itself after I close out of the problematic tab, which in this case was the Marvel database. Today it is not fixing itself, and the only way for me to fix it is to go through my display settings, which I cannot do on stream. So this is going to be a fun stream. So let me just okay, that's gonna have to do, because when it also makes it green and purple, it also, here, let me, when it makes it green and purple, what it also does is it makes it so that the resolution changes and I can't see it. Anyway, computer stuff, right? It's fun. We have deviated so far from the intended topic of discussion. Okay. What I'm trying to get at with this whole thing, the Man-Thing movie. Ugh. What I was trying to get at here is this movie was something that had not really been done before. They hadn't tried to, for the big screen, like a major motion picture, they hadn't tried to like make a big Marvel movie. And DC had done it. You know, there was Batman in the 80s and 90s, and Superman in the 70s, and, you know, a bunch of other tries in the middle. But Marvel had mostly stuck to TV and made-for-TV movies. So they decided to start... What is this song? I'm going to skip this one. I'm going to skip this one, too. Sure. Marvel... decided that their first superhero movie was going to be Howard the Duck. And we all know how Howard the Duck went. And if you don't know how Howard the Duck went, I'm not going to talk about it today. Blade came out. And so Blade also has, like, the black, like, leather aesthetic. But, like, that works for Blade. But for the X-Men... I disagree with that idea. So if we look up... let's see. I'm not going to... it's this tab. The whole point of this segment was for me to say that this is a bad adaptation of the comic books. These boring black leather designs with like a little bit of yellow on them. Come on. Would it have killed them to put Professor Xavier in a green suit? Okay, like... I mean, it works, but whatever. Yeah, well, so when you're reading the comics, really the designs are a big part of it. And also, just forget about Iceman. Just actually... Just, he is not part of the team in this movie. I can't even see what colors these are. It's all purple and green. Here, we'll do that one. Yeah, so this is basically your team from the first movie. Iceman is in the first movie, but he's not part of the team. Let's talk about the actual text of the movie. Because the plot of this thing is weird. So it starts off with Rogue. Let's see. Can I do circle? And can I do transparent? Sorry, I haven't used Google Slides in a while. Let's put a big red circle around her. Whoops, wrong one. This one's red. And then let's make it oh, no, too big. Let's make it like 8 pixels. Okay, big red circle around her. And can I also put a big red arrow? Sorry, this is not good content. There we go. There we go. Now we've got a YouTube thumbnail in the making here. So it starts off with Rogue, and she like is just a regular teenage girl, I guess. But Rogue's superpowers in the movie and in the comics is she like steals other people's superpowers by touching them. And if you don't have superpowers, then she just steals, like, your life energy? Which is not a thing, but whatever. So basically, she kisses her boyfriend and he, like, dies. Or he goes into a coma or whatever. And she, like, freaks out. And so she decides to run away to Canada. Like, I don't know where she was before. Like, the South, probably. She's supposed to be Southern in the comics, at least. Mississippi. Because of her mutant power to absorb the power and life force of others, so she adopts the name Rogue. I don't know that they actually say the word Rogue in the movie. I don't remember that. So then she goes up to Canada, where she meets this gentleman right here. This gentleman right here. Mr. Logan. Wolverine. And there's a dumb line when he meets the other X-Men. This guy calls himself Wolverine, and he walks in and he's like, Storm, Cyclops, what lame names. And then he's like, what do they call you? Wheels? And I'm like, dude, you call yourself Wolverine. Nobody is calling you that. Anyway. Okay, so the first big tragedy of the X-Men movies. Let me add another slide. The big tragedies of X-Men. And then I'm gonna just put in like some bullet points. Number 1 is the costumes. So that's what we're gonna talk about first. And I've already gone on a big rant about it because these costumes don't cut it. They don't cut it. And I was gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they are doing Grant Morrison, new X-Men. I was going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they were trying to do like a Grant Morrison new X-Men thing, where, why can't I zoom in? There we go. Where they're trying to do like this outfit, which is a cool outfit, right? So that's kind of what I assumed they were doing. And then I found out, I looked down a little and I was like, oh, 2001. Oh, so the movie already came out. So they weren't doing this. They looked at the yellow and blue and they were like, black is good for me. Put them in black leather. Look at what they did to Cyclops, man. Look at this. He doesn't even have anything going on. It's just black. Same with Jean. She just has like a black costume. At least they give Storm her cool cape, because Storm's cape is cool. And they give Wolverine like a yellow, well, not an X in the first movie. In the first movie, it's just some stuff going on. In the second movie, they make his costume cooler. They give him this X. They give him these spikes on the side like his comic book costume has. But also, I feel like this is a different wig in the second movie for Storm. Because in the first movie, well, there's not a good picture of it here, but her wig is not very good in the first movie. And also, Storm is not very good in the first movie. And you know what? Screw it. I wasn't planning on talking about it, but let's talk about it. Hold on. I'm trying to put this case back in the bigger case. Let's talk about it. Uh-oh. I hate this computer sometimes. I really do. Because I can't see what's going on, and I can't change it without the freaking... Remind me in the future when I do these streams that the Marvel database is a no-go. Do not go on Marvel database, or it will wreck my PC. I wish I could show you. So, basically what's happening right now is... Hold on, let me give you a visual aid. Just stick with me here. This is what's happening on my PC. So here's this picture of Grover. Oh, wow, that's very big. Okay, give me a second. Here's this picture of Grover that I have saved to my PC. It was just right there when I opened up my images. So imagine this picture of Grover is how my computer normally looks. And then let's say... Oh, let's see if I can even do this live. Hold on. Let's see if I can do this. So sometimes my computer will click on a video, or will click on a website rather, and it'll just look like this. Yeah, actually that's really good. And then, yeah, it looks just like that actually. Yeah, so instead of the regular Grover that we're used to, my computer screen starts to look like this, and also it grows by like that much. So like the regular screen is this big. So let's go ahead and let's keep this in mind, all right? What is this song? Sorry, I'm distracted by the music. Grover, my computer monitor is this big, and then the content on the screen stretches to about this big. So I can't see it. Like it just cuts it off. I can't see it. Anyway, let's go back to this one, and let's skip the song. Yeah, whatever. This will do. Okay, let's go back. Second tragedy. Storm. Okay. I don't think Wolverine is a tragedy in this movie. I think he's fine. I think Hugh Jackman is doing fine. I think he's mischaracterized and, hot take, I would say a little miscast. But I would say he's doing just fine in the movie. But Storm, on the other hand... Whoa. Clicked the wrong thing. Storm, on the other hand, is a tragedy in this movie. Really a true tragedy, what they did to her. Storm in the comic books is way cool. Storm in the comics... I don't have a comic book like physically with me at the moment. I should have brought one. But Storm in the comics is like super cool. She has so much personality. She's like she has this weird backstory where she was like born in the US, but then her parents died or something and she had to go to Kenya. Then she went from Kenya. No, she went to Cairo from America, and she was raised by like a street thief, and like that guy like taught her how to pickpocket, and so she wears like a crown in the comics, and she keeps pickpockets in the crown, or lockpicks, I mean, in the crown. And then she goes from Cairo to Kenya, where she uses her weather powers to be worshipped as like a goddess. And so she just kind of lives in Kenya for a while, like pretending to be a goddess, and everyone worships her. Hey, buddy, what are you doing? Anyway. And then Storm in this movie is just some lady whose eyes glow, and she can make lightning happen. And she does get the worst line in the movie that I'm not going to show a clip of because I fear that YouTube is going to shut me down. But the line is like, she's like about to strike Toad with lightning, and she goes like, do you want to know what happens when a toad gets struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else. And then she strikes him with lightning. And it's a bad line. It's not very good. It's actually, I would say, actually really bad. So, sorry, I just looked down at my little display there, and I saw what the stream looks like, and, anyway. So, Storm is bad in this movie. They gave her nothing to do, nothing to say. She just walks around next to Wolverine and looks cool. And in the same camp, the other big tragedy is Cyclops. Wow, they ruined Cyclops. Like, what did they do to this guy? What? So that's covering up Rogue. Put it right there. It's covering up Xavier. Yeah, there we go. And what's this? Hold on a second. Hold on. Sorry, I just got an alarm and it said, no one cares. That's weird. Okay. Well, I mean, I'll talk about something that you do care about, I guess. You want to talk about video games? That's what... Look at this. Look at it. Why won't it focus? Please, focus. Look at it. It's Toad. It's... Why won't it focus? Hold on. Okay. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Look at him. It's Toad. It's Toad. Did you guys like that? Okay. Oh, there we go. Back to the X-Men? Cyclops. Cyclops is someone that the movies... So, movies have a funny way of shaping public opinion. Cyclops is a character that has existed in media. Scott Summers' Cyclops has existed in media since 1963. I'm going to use a calculator right now. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Hey. To find out how many years ago that was. 60 years ago! In retrospect, I could have done that math in my head. I didn't need the calculator. He has been in comic books for 60 years. And now people think he is boring. Because in the movies, he is boring. Nobody likes him in the movie. In this first X-Men movie, he's boring. Let me just find you an example, and I should have got this beforehand, of why Cyclops isn't boring. Cyclops, X-Men, best comic panel? Oh, I forgot that I zoomed way in on Google. Let me reset. Sorry, I just... Oh, pff, bogus. Okay, well, I'm not finding any examples. I should have looked this up beforehand. I was going to try and find a specific panel that was like why he is good. But you're just going to have to take my word for it. As someone who has read plenty of X-Men comic books, let's look up Cyclops X-Men comics. There you go. Let me just get a picture of Cyclops from the comics so that we can know what we're talking about here. I just clicked the wrong button. That's fine. You guys get to see all my files. Downloaded a few images for this. Okay. Let's talk about Cyclops for a second. Let me just put an image in. Where did that download to? I forgot to check where that downloaded to. Okay, wait. Wait, I can't find it in my computer. Where did it download to? Oh, there it went. Awesome. Alright. X-Men. Cyclops. Whoops. He is cool. He is blue and yellow. His eyes are not lasers. Bet you didn't know that one. Alright. Cyclops, he didn't keep this costume for long. Usually, in the books I've been reading through Claremont's run in the 70s through the 90s. Lately, it's big task, lots of books. But in those books, he has kind of a more traditional Cyclops costume. So just this, but without the yellow like tank top, I guess. So he's just like blue on the top. I think he's got like a band, what is it called? Like a strap across his chest, maybe. And he's got like the white or yellow Speedo and the blue. Anyway, just imagine this without the tank top, and basically that's what he looks like for most of comic book history. But yeah, so in the movies they made him look like this. They gave him like a Geordi LaForge from Star Trek visor instead of a cool visor. Like, I think it just needs to be a little bigger, a little bulkier. I think the main essence of what they need to do for these X-Men movies is they should have just embraced how campy the comic books are. Like, if I move this arrow, you can see that they gave... Here, I'll point at Xavier. You see they gave Rogue also just a black costume, and in the comic books she wears, like, green and yellow, and it's, like, really bright. So does Jean. She also wears green and yellow. The only character on this page who wears black is Storm. Anyway. So, costume. Different. His eyes are not lasers. This might be... I don't think they got into specifics about this in the movie. I don't remember it, at least. But it's just a cool little fun fact, his little red lasers. They're not like lasers. So basically his eyes are like little portals to another dimension that shoot out like optic blasts is what they're called. And basically it's like a big punch. That's how they describe it, is it's just force. It's not like... It doesn't cut you or like burn you. It's just a beam of force. I don't know how that works. I don't know, like, how fast does it go? Is it like light speed? It seems like it's pretty instant. But that's his mutant ability. He cannot control it. seriously, he can't control it at all. He just, this visor does all the work for him. Let's put this over him. That is, what was I saying? Yeah, the visor. The visor does all the work for him. It's ruby quartz. They say that all the time. What does that even mean? Let me Google ruby quartz. Meanings, crystals, and jewelry.com. No, let's look at a picture of it. He's got this stuff on his eyes, basically. And this is like the only material that can maintain his optic blast because I don't know. The thing about comic books is when they say something absolutely wild like that, you're just supposed to be like, oh yeah, okay, ruby quartz, obviously. Which, I mean, it's just wild. Like, Wolverine's claws are like retractable, and they go like into his skin. But it's like if they're straight adamantium, like the strongest metal known to man, then you can totally see like my desktop in the background. Hold on, I just noticed that. Give me a second. I'm going to fix this for next time, and it will not be a problem. But for right now, it is a problem, and it's a little frustrating. Anyway, if his claws go like out of him, and they're like, we'll say they're like, let's see if I have something. We'll say that they're about the length of this comic book. Hey, is this a segment I see? It's called Isaac Recommends a Comic Book. This one's not related to the X-Men. It's just the only one I had downstairs. Hawkeye, My Life as a Weapon by Matt Fraction and David Aja. And it's, this is just the first volume. It's just a trade paperback. This isn't the full story, but I recommend that you go read the full story. It's very good. If you like the Hawkeye TV show, it's a lot like this book. Some very good art in here. Let me find a good page full of good examples. There you go. You can use stuff like this. Stuff like this. You can kind of see it. Whatever. Go read it. It's good. You can get it on the Marvel app. It's whatever. Anyway, we'll say his claws are this long. I don't think that's too long. I think that's probably about how long his claws are. They're pretty big. So if we put this like on top of my fist here, and then we put it like down in my fist, it's like, what? That's like my whole arm. And Wolverine is canonically shorter than I am in the comic books, right? And I'm not like especially tall. Wolverine's like 4 feet tall. So like, how does he still have mobility in his wrists? Did they? I'm actually gonna Google now because this is really bothering me. Did they ever explain how Wolverine has mobility in his wrists, or is that just another example of don't worry about it? How does Wolverine move his wrists? Oh, whoops, I forgot to move you over. Oh, let's go to Quora. Quora! My email just flashed. I hope that got covered up by my face cam. Let's see. His claws, when sheathed, do not extend to the wrist? Wait. No, I gotta look at this more closely. Okay, so... What the... Okay. So... Let's look at this diagram here. Exposed area of claw sheath? Oh, I'm glad they pointed out his tibia. So, wait. So did they just go all the way down, and so they just fill up his whole forearm instead? That's weird. That's weird. That's actually really weird. So wait, so like when he is sheathing his claws, they go all the way from like here to just really quickly like up his whole arm? Huh. Gross. That's kind of gross, actually. Okay, let's talk about Cyclops again, because they really did ruin him. Cyclops has this very interesting arc in the early Claremont run, and I know that's probably not what they're basing this off of. I mean, Rogue wasn't in those like super early comics, but Rogue wasn't. But he has this arc in the early comics where the X-Men get stranded on an island, or they get separated and presumed dead at one point. And so everyone thinks they're dead, and Xavier decides to go on a space vacation with Lilandra because he can't handle it that the X-Men are dead, I guess, or he's got no reason to stay in New York or whatever. So while they're gone on this adventure, Cyclops is the leader of the X-Men. Well, I mean, he's the leader of the X-Men always, but like usually he's like working under Charles Xavier. For this one, he's not. He's just got to fend for himself, and Xavier's not. They don't have their mental rapport, as they call it. It's not established because for some reason, I don't know. So he leads the X-Men for like a long time, like a couple months worth of issues, like a long time. Him and the X-Men are just kind of wandering around. They go to the Savage Land at one point. I think this was just before. It was either just before or immediately after. It was immediately after the Phoenix Saga, I think. Well, not the full saga. It's just when Jean Grey gets the Phoenix Force. I think it's like immediately after that. Either that or it's immediately before. I can't remember. It's been a minute since I read those specific issues. But it's this arc that he has where he has to learn how to be a leader, how to work on his own, and specifically he has to grow closer to his teammates because the team of X-Men at that point in time was a brand new team of X-Men. The only returning member from the first team was Jean Grey, and she wasn't with the X-Men when they died. Like when she got separated from the X-Men when they were presumed dead, when they went somewhere else. I don't remember. But there were no original 5 X-Men members there. Just Cyclops. And I've only got 10 minutes left, so I'm going to try and wrap this up. But basically, he has a really cool arc where he has to grow closer to this new team. He has to figure out how to work with them. He's got to stop clashing with their very strong personalities. And then when he comes back, it's like Xavier and him are like disagreeing on how to run the team. Because Xavier he hasn't spent any time with the new team because they've been dead for a while Cyclops has been leading him. Anyway, it's interesting and compelling stuff. And in the movie, Cyclops just shoot laser from eye. The fourth big tragedy is the thing where they turn the Senator into goop. That's just gross to watch. So is this the... Oh no, that's Wolverine. Let's run through the plot just a little bit more. So they do have Genosha, which is cool. So Senator... Oh, yeah. Okay, so the plot of the movie is they have this senator who is like trying to make anti-mutant legislation. He's like trying to outlaw mutants or something. And so Magneto and the bad guys, which I haven't even talked about Magneto and the bad guys. I'm not going to get to that on this stream. But anyway, Magneto and the bad guys, they kidnap the senator and they like give him like a special secret serum, which is a recurring theme in these movies. It's like when the writers want something to happen that should not be able to happen, they just have like a special secret serum that works. So like in the later movies, when they don't want to put the actor playing Beast in makeup all the time, they just give him a special secret serum that reverses his mutant ability. And so he just looks like a human. And when they want Xavier to be able to walk in one of the movies, and they just give him a special serum that teaches him how to walk. and then he just stops using it one day because I don't know, he felt like it. Those movies are a whole different can of worms. We're just talking about X-Men 1. I keep getting sidetracked. I'm very bad at this, I suppose. Anyway. Yeah, so the thing with the Senator is they, like, kidnap him. The bad guys kidnap him, and they take him to Genosha, which is, like, this island base. Like a secret island, I guess. And so what they do there is they give him a special secret serum that makes him a mutant. And his mutant power is, like, he can turn parts of his body into goop so he can walk through walls. Or he can walk through jail bars, at least. So he just, like, walks through the bars of the jail, and he, like, ends up in the ocean or something that the island is on, and he, like, washes up on the coast of New York. Like, this big high-profile senator just washes up on the coast of New York, and then he turns into goo on the beach. Like, he just turns into goo. And it's gross. But it's kind of funny, actually. Well, it's not funny. It's cool. No, he doesn't turn into goo on the beach. He turns into goo after the X-Men go and save him. The X-Men go and save him, and they bring him to X-Mansion, and they put him on a table, operating table, to be like, what's wrong with this guy? He's turning into goo. And then he's like, I'm turning into goo. And then he did. He turned into goo, and he was dead. Okay, what else happens? Rogue convinces Wolverine to, like, leave Canada and go to the X-Men school. Or they drive to America or something, and then they just, like, get ambushed by the Brotherhood of Mutants, so, like, Sabretooth. Just Sabretooth, actually. It's just Sabretooth who attacks them. And then Cyclops and Storm come in, and they're like, we're the X-Men, come to the X-Mansion with us, and they're just like, okay! And so they do that. Mutations and organs. Oh, yeah, that's like a thing. Anyway, this is like a scene. Okay, so then they go and they... then the bad guys decide to come, like, attack New York or something. Oh, here's the line. Kelly's body rejects his mutation, and his body dissolves into liquid. I can't... Okay, it looks like on my screen, into liquid is blue, but, I mean, we've established that my screen looks like this. So what does anything mean? What happens here? Xavier goes into a coma, he passes out or something. Where did the music go? There we go. Oh yeah. Okay. So Magneto's plan is just to turn everyone into a mutant. So, like... Give me a second. You guys can look at Grover. Oh, it's a web page file? I hate when I get when I get an image and I download it and it's like, jump scare, it's a web page file. Of course it's a web page file. Oh, that's a very low resolution image of Syndrome. There we go. JPEG. Whoops, wrong one. So then Magneto is like, let's just make everybody a mutant. So he goes to the Statue of Liberty and he's like, I'm gonna do a bomb that makes everyone a mutant. All of the world leaders are gonna be mutants, and they can't make anti-mutant legislation because they're gonna be mutants. Mwahaha. If everyone's a mutant, no one's a mutant. That's not his actual motivation, but I think turning everyone into superheroes is reminiscent of a certain other supervillain in a superhero movie about illegal superheroes. So then they go and they fight on the Statue of Liberty, and it's a weird fight scene, and the movie ends. That's the plot of X-Men. That's the plot of X-Men, and then it's not actually a bad movie, really. It's a fine movie. It's just a bad adaptation of the comic books. I'm not mad that they made an original story for the movie. Like, if they just were like, okay, for our first movie, we're going to do the storyline where the X-Men go to an island to find a mutant, but it turns out the mutant on the island is the island, and then they have to escape the island, and they also have to save the original X-Men, the new X-Men. Like, I'm not asking them to do that, right? Or the storyline where they go to an or any other storyline from the comics, like the one where, why is it the same song again? My music is freaking out. Oh, because I didn't. Okay. Well, whoops. Okay. Anyway, not a bad movie, but my love of the source material does get in the way of it. It's not a bad movie. It's not like a good movie. It's not a bad movie. X-Men, I gotta respect the hyphen. It's bad. Adaptation. Cyclops is boring. Wolverine is too tall. Like, really too tall. Like, come on. Storm is also boring. Some of the like, oh, hey, you can see my dog. Bruce, you wanna look at the camera? Good boy. Yeah, hi. Okay. Some of the movie doesn't make sense. Not like the comics. The senator turns into jelly, and it is gross. I don't know, 5 out of 10? I know that seems low, but like, 5 out of 10 is average, you know? It's the middle. It's average movie. It's fine. It's whatever. It's not great. Okay, should we do a summary? I know this page is kind of our summary. But I do want to look at this thing again. Here, let's point this at this, and then let's actually yeah. Let's get this. Let's get this. Save that. Give me a second here. Oh, it was a fake PNG. All right. Okay. Let's put this over here. And then let's put me over in this corner. Let's how do I present? Here we go. There we go. And then let's put me over in this corner. I'll be over in this corner. And then let's put Grover on here. Whoops. Let's just hide Grover up here. There we go. And I'll go like here, and then I've got to make the border like that. And then I'm going to go like this. And that can be the thumbnail. Okay. Thank you for joining me. Get. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I did the wrong one. Get out of here. Wow, I like got rid of Grover. Holy smokes. Okay. Yeah, Grover is gone. I can't pick up Grover. Hold on. Well, he's gone. I got rid of him. He's gone. Thank you for joining me on today's stream, where I talked vaguely about the movie X-Men. I talked about it for a little bit. I did not talk about it very much. I did not talk about it very good. I did not talk about it in very much detail. But I did, technically, talk about the movie X-Men. Thank you for joining me. See you next time. See you next time. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Stream is over. Go home.